that if you have even one successful revenue property deal under your belt, you are ready to start raising capital if you would like to.
There are millions of real estate investors out there, and most are stuck with just a couple of properties. They want financial freedom, but their small portfolio ends up costing them more in time, effort, and money than it's worth. Getting out of the rat race seems harder than ever. This show will help you do more deals, better deals, and bigger deals. Finally, you'll be able to reach your income and lifestyle goals. How? By attracting and leveraging private money partners and their capital. Now get ready to raise more money, because here's your host, Dave Dubeau.
Well, hey, this is Dave Dubeau. Welcome to episode 11 of the How to Raise Capital 101 show for real estate investors. Let me ask you a question. If you haven't started raising capital using other people's money for your deals yet, is there something holding you back? Is it perhaps the feeling that you might not be ready or worthy of having other people invest in your deals? This is a big hangup that a lot of people have, especially before they start working with us, is they think, you know what, Dave, I haven't done a ton of deals yet. I haven't got years or decades of experience under my belt. And you know what? This makes sense because chances are you hang out with a lot of other people who are into real estate investing. You listen to podcasts, you attend RIAs or real estate investment clubs or meetups, and you see people out there that are absolutely crushing it. You hear about people doing dozens of deals, hundreds of deals, thousands of deals, and you think, well, who would invest with me, or how can I start, raising capital, bringing on joint venture partners if I've only done one or two or three or 5 or 10 deals, and so many other people have done so many more deals than I have? Well, that is a good question. So today's topic is all about when to start raising capital. When are you worthy? When should you be allowed? When will people feel comfortable investing with you? When will you be anointed by the powers that be that you are now able to start raising capital? Well, here's the thing. I think, this is my personal opinion, I think that if you have even one successful revenue property deal under your belt, you are ready to start raising capital if you would like to. Now, nobody's forcing you to. You don't have to. If you've got unlimited funds and deep pockets, self-finance your deals to your heart's content. Challenge is most of us aren't in that situation. Most of us do a deal or two and run out of cash or credit, and that's where our real estate investing stalls out. In fact, that's where the bottom 80% of real estate investors are stuck. They're stuck with 1 or 2 or 3 properties in their portfolio because they have completely relied on self-financing to do their real estate deals. And that's either because they don't have the faintest clue about using other people's money and bringing on joint venture partners or investors and growing their and scaling their business that way. Or another reason is that they just don't want to share. They're all about me. I want to control. I want to own the entire property. I don't want to share this with anybody. I want the entire pie to myself, and I want to be my own person. I don't want to be beholden to anybody else or have to report to anybody else. And hey, you know what? I get that. I have been a lone ranger, rugged individualist myself at different times in my life. But here's the challenge. You're going to run out of cash and credit. It's going to limit how much you can do. And chances are doing 1 or 2 deals under your own financial steam isn't going to cut it for creating your real estate lifestyle. And you've seen it, you've heard it, you've read it, you've listened to podcasts, you've watched YouTube videos, you've seen the big boys and girls out there using other people's money, raising capital, bringing on joint venture partners, and really scaling up their real estate investing business. So the question is, when are you going to start using other people's money? So again, I firmly believe that if you've got one good deal, successful deal under your belt, doesn't need to be a home run, even a modestly successful deal under your belt, you are ahead of the vast majority of the population. Because the statistic that I've heard bantered around for years is that 95% of the general population has never purchased a single revenue property ever before. 95%. So 95% of the people outside of your real estate investment organizations, clubs, RIAs, what have you, 95% of the people that you know outside of the real estate game have never invested in a revenue property. Their own house does not count. I think the statistic is 35% of the population are renters. So there you go. There's a huge chunk right there that chances are have never purchased a revenue property. So if you got one successful deal under your belt, you're ahead of the vast majority of the people that you know who aren't doing real estate investing. All right. And the other thing is, I firmly believe that it's our patriotic duty to educate people about what we're up to. And again, when we first get started, we want to really, really focus in on people we have that pre-existing relationship with, your existing network, your friends, your family members, your coworkers, your business associates, people that already know you and like you, that you've got that relationship with. These are the people that we want to focus on to get started with. And I believe it's our patriotic duty to educate them about what we're up to with real estate investing and allow them to make an educated decision as to whether or not they'd like to join forces with us, do a joint venture or what have you in one of our deals. Because here's the reality, and you already know this. The investment opportunities out there for the general public, for the vast majority of people that you know, are absolutely pitiful, right? Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, all that kind of stuff. It's up, down, sideways, all over the place. There's no control, very limited profit centers in those kind of investments. People tend to do it all wrong. They tend to buy high on emotion, sell low on emotion, and lose money, right? That's what keeps the stockbrokers and the financial planners in business, is this churn of capital. Crypto, another one. It's up. Nobody really understands, I don't think, what the hell's going on with crypto. I mean, even Elon Musk, last time I heard recently, pulled out of crypto and he'd invested billions in it. So, I think that a good real estate deal is the absolute best way for everyday folks like you, like me, like our investor partners, our joint venture partners, to get an above average return on our money backed by a solid, tangible asset. And that's a real piece of property, right? I don't know any other investment class out there that we can exercise so much control over what we buy, where we buy it, what we do with it, how we finance it to a certain degree, who we get into that property, how we make improvements on this property, how we just maximize the returns for ourselves and our investor partners. I don't know any other investment out there that has up to 8 different ways to make money that I'm aware of. Like, for example, with a good real estate deal. I don't know anything else out there that comes close. So I think it's our duty to show people what this is all about without forcing them to do anything, right? It's all about educating them. It's all about showing them what it's all about and then allowing them to make an educated decision as to whether or not they'd like to get involved. Does that make sense? So if you're wondering, or if you're feeling hung up about this whole thing about if or when you're going to be ready and worthy of people investing in you and your deals, I think if you've got one good deal under your belt worth of experience, if you've got that experience, you're already ahead of 95% of the people that you know outside of the real estate space. And you owe it to yourself, you owe it to them to at least show them what it's all about and then allow them to make an educated decision. So that's why we've created this whole money partner formula process. If you haven't checked out the first 9 episodes of the podcast, that's where I walk through, each of the 3 phases and each of the 3 steps that goes along with each phase in detail. So you can check all of that out. But this whole process is designed to do exactly that. Is it designed to laser focus on a target group of people, get their attention and educate them, edutain them actually about what you're up to with real estate investing, get them to put up their hand, get them to reach out to you, ideally already to a certain degree, a little bit pre-educated, pre-motivated, pre-qualified, and predisposed to invest with you in your deals. Then you just show them what it's all about and you don't pressure them. You don't browbeat people. You don't arm wrestle anybody to invest with you. You don't want to convince or sell anybody on investing with you. You want to show them what it's all about and allow them to get involved if it looks like it's a good fit for them. And if you do this right, it works like gangbusters. So there you have it. If you've been wondering, when are you going to be ready and worthy of raising capital? Now you know. You've got if you're waiting for somebody's permission, you've got my permission. Hey, you know what? We're all big boys and girls now. we need to understand there's never going to be somebody coming down and anointing you and saying, hey, you are worthy of starting to raise capital. In fact, people are going to encourage you not to. You always have to look at what are the motives for who are these people that are encouraging you not to, and what are their motives for doing that? Are they wanting you to stay down at the level that they're at right now? Are they afraid of you being successful? Are they afraid of you getting out of the rat race? They may or may not be conscious of it either, right? So you always, are they competition? Are they more, quote unquote, more advanced real estate investors saying, oh no, you need to do a few more deals first before you start raising capital because they don't want the competition? I don't know, right? But you have to look at that. Or is it just something in your head that's holding you back and keeping you from doing this? So if you're interested, if you've got at least one successful deal under your belt, now is the time to get started. If you're an active real estate investor who's looking to supercharge your portfolio growth right now, and you don't want to wait for all the knowledge, strategies, and how-tos to be slowly dripped out on this podcast feed every week, then I invite you to book a Capital Clarity Call right now to discuss our done-for-you Capital Launchpad marketing program.
A lot of people want to invest now, and I have all these meetings and I have all these appointments and phone calls, and I'm like, whoa!
This is the program that I've created that has already helped over 200 real estate investors to raise 6 figures of private money in a matter of weeks, and even 7 figures in a matter of months, and grow their portfolios like never before.
Pretty much right off the bat, once we started the marketing campaign, that turned into us raising $300,000, which turned out to be amazing.
I invested in your program, and within 60 days, I raised to the tune of $750,000.
The Capital Launchpad is where my team and I personally work with you to find your perfect investors and get them booking meetings with you instead of you chasing after them. We get you easy and profitable investor meetings booked without any salesiness or high pressure shenanigans. Meetings that actually get investors on board with your deals without turning people off or getting rejected. And the best thing is, because we do all the heavy lifting for you, you can focus on the most important things. Number 1, talking to investors, and number 2, managing your growing real estate portfolio.
My intent was, hey, if we could raise $1 million in capital, that would really keep the ball rolling. And almost kind of there, we've only done 2 newsletters and 1 video. That's all we've done. We're 1 month in.
The booking link is in the show notes, or you can visit bookachatwithdave.com. It only takes a few minutes to book your call and fill out the questionnaire. Then we'll have about a 30-minute Zoom conversation where my team and I can dive into your current situation. And we can give you a concrete set of next steps on how to break through your current capital challenges.
As of today, over the past, I would say 4 weeks, we've just brought in $900,000.
Sometimes those next steps will be inviting you to join the program. But actually, more often than not, it doesn't involve inviting you to join the program, because it's not always the right fit at the right time, and that's okay.
I honestly wasn't 100% confident when we started to work with you about finding money and whether Jamie and I would be able to do it. But now, people are throwing money at us, and not just a little bit of money.
Our goal for you is to leave the call with a clear action plan, whether it's working personally with us inside our program or not.
So he got really interested, and he wanted to invest in us $400,000 to $500,000.
Yes.
We won't be able to do this without you guys.
Yes.
With the videos, the e-zines, the websites, and the guidance on how to present our presentations. So it's a lot of help for us.
I thought we couldn't do it, but
we did it.
So if you're a real estate investor who's committed to doing more and better deals using investors' capital this year, and you want to shortcut all the trial and error and implement what actually works, then just book a Capital Clarity Call right now.
My investment in your program has already been paid back to me 6-fold.
It works. It works.
I'm really happy as well. This works.
And by the way, thanks for everything. I have to tell you that. Thanks for everything.
And you want a couple faces to show up and say, hey, it works? let us know. We'll come and vouch for you.
Worst case scenario, we get together and chat for 30 to 45 minutes and give you some free advice. The link to apply is in the show notes or go to bookachatwithdave.com.